Igor Tudor on the verge of being fired from Tottenham. This is perfectly normal news, nothing new given the disastrous recent seasons Tottenham has been experiencing. The manager is under a lot of pressure going into Thursday's game against Crystal Palace, and if he doesn't win by a large margin, he will probably be fired. According to the coach, he was fired after only 2 games, which is absolutely bizarre. Bizarre. That's what Tottenham has been like in recent seasons. That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Welcome to Spurs Unfiltered. Like this video, share it, comment on it, because by doing so, YouTube understands that this content is relevant and will deliver it to as many people as possible. I'm counting on you. Well, guys, at the beginning of this week, news broke on social media from The Athletic, David Ornstein, that Igor Tudor is on the verge of being fired from Tottenham. Just 2 games. It's honestly almost funny. That's the reality. It's almost a joke. Igor Tudor comes in, plays 2 games, loses the first match to Arsenal 4-1, and then last Sunday also loses to Fulham 2-1. In my personal view, the main reason that could lead to Igor Tudor's dismissal isn't even really about the results. If you coldly analyze what Tottenham has been, playing against Arsenal and Fulham away from home in the current situation, 2 losses is normal. Given Tottenham's current standards, it's normal, no surprise at all. The bigger problem is Igor Tudor's style, the way he deals with the players. Igor Tudor is a coach who demands more, he's more incisive, tougher, and that has most likely upset the spoiled players Tottenham has, because they can't be criticized. If you criticize them, they get upset. Yeah, you can't criticize them. If you criticize them, they get upset, they don't want to play, they throw tantrums. So most likely, if Tottenham doesn't beat Crystal Palace, Igor Tudor will be fired. And then, honestly, we don't know where. A video leaked before and after the North London derby showing Tudor criticizing Mick Van Deventer. I think Chris Cole posted this video. It got a lot of attention with people saying all sorts of things on social media. But he filmed a video near the bench that shows Igor Tudor asking Van Deventer to push the defensive line forward, but he stops. And right after that, Igor Tudor makes a very disappointed gesture with his arm. And that already shows that Igor Tudor doesn't have much of the players' trust. Another point that could lead to his dismissal is that in his last 3 jobs, at Lazio, Olympique de Marseille, and Juventus, he had an immediate impact. As soon as he arrives, he already starts getting good results. However, that's not happening at Tottenham. There have already been 2 defeats. Defeats that I think are normal, given Tottenham's standards, not their behavior. I'm not talking about behavior. That second half behavior against Arsenal and against Fulham was pathetic, absolutely ridiculous. However, the result itself was normal. What gave me hope in the first half against Arsenal was that I saw a different attitude from these players at the start of the game. I even got excited. I thought, wow, I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work. But in the second half, it was a disaster. And against Fulham as well, it was a complete disaster. Thursday, it's a do-or-die match against Crystal Palace. And I think a lot also depends on Igor Tudor's choices. I think there are some choices there that are absolutely normal. He needs to start with Richarlison on the field. And he also needs to start with Matt Stell. I think Matt Stell has been coming in well, making a lot of good plays, helping a lot, creating chances. So I think he deserves to start. So let's see. Let's see what he sets up for this Thursday's game, which is decisive. Remember that after this game against Crystal Palace, Atletico de Madrid comes up next Tuesday. For people inside Tottenham, they think that if they have to fire Igor Tudor, now is the time to arrive, and we don't know where this team is headed. It's absolutely bizarre to think about this, but that's just typical Tottenham these days. The second piece of news I have to share with you is that yesterday something very funny happened, which was the Premier League. The Premier League posted a photo of Vicario, the goalkeeper, during the game against Fulham, where he took an absolutely pathetic goal kick, sending the ball directly out of bounds near goalkeeper Leno. The Premier League posted this video with a caption mocking Vicario, saying it was a rehearsed play, and people at Tottenham were upset and complained to the Premier League. The post was later deleted, which displeased people at Tottenham. What stands out to me, not even about this post itself, which is a pathetic and absolutely ridiculous post, what really catches my attention. He didn't complain against Liverpool about that ridiculous Ekitike goal where he pushes Romero and scores. The image is here for you to see. He pushes Romero and scores the goal. He didn't complain against Arsenal about the Kolo Muani goal where he bumps into Gabriel Magalhaes and scores. The goal was obviously disallowed because it was against Tottenham. And in Sunday's goal against Fulham, when Raul Jimenez goes up, he clearly pushes Dragusin, and it wasn't disallowed either. Against Tottenham, everything gets disallowed. Well, against Tottenham, it's a goal. If it's Tottenham who scores, it's disallowed, obviously. So I think the real outrage should be about these incidents. Obviously, the post is pathetic. It's absurd to mock your own team, your own players. That is obviously unacceptable. However, there should also be complaints about the biased refereeing. I think that's completely ridiculous. So this caused a lot of outrage on social media. Well, folks, that's it for today. That's the news we have for now. Igor Tudor is now facing a do-or-die match. Let's wait and see what he brings us. Let's trust that he can do his best, that he can play a good game, because we need to win this match. There's not much room to maneuver. It's a do-or-die game. After this match, we have Atletico de Madrid away in the UEFA Champions League. We're going to Anfield to face Liverpool next weekend, and then we host Atletico at home. So after Crystal Palace, there are 3 absolutely brutal games coming up for Tottenham right now. And then after those 3 games, we play Nottingham Forest at home, which is also another crucial match in our fight against relegation. That's it, folks. Let's have faith. I think there's a lot of pessimism on social media right now. I think right now we need to have faith. Let's trust. I think trusting right now mostly means being sure that our rivals in the relegation battle, West Ham and Nottingham Forest, won't win all their games. It's easier to believe that they won't win those games than to believe that Tottenham will win any of their upcoming matches. We'll see, right, folks? That's all we have for today's video. That's it. Thank you very much. Please subscribe, share, and leave your opinion in the comments. I want to know what you think about this moment. Should Igor Tudor be fired already after just 2 games? So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks. See you next time.